Before the Cataclysm, there were no gods on Solasta. No humans either. Then, the rift opened. Some say it was a magical accident, or the work of an evil god. No one knows for sure. The Cataclysm destroyed the old High Elf Empire. Manicalan, they called it, and twisted the land beyond recognition. Now, only the brave and the foolish go there, in search of ancient treasures. But something is happening deep in those Badlands. Whatever it is, it can't be good.
This beer tastes like donkey piss. Not that I'm complaining.
Is this the place for the Legacy Council job? Hope I'm not too late.
Ran into a bit of trouble on the way here.
Sit, relax. Perhaps you'd enjoy a pint of this obnoxious ale.
If you're here for the council job, get in line. Though if this Lord Karen doesn't show up soon, I may go looking for him.
Another round, barkeeper. 4 of your finest flagons of donkey piss, please.
Looks like you've been waiting here a while.
Indeed. You mentioned something about some trouble. Would you care to elaborate?
Well, I was making my way here when 3 bandits leapt from the bushes with crossbows. They dragged me off to some decrepit prison and tossed me in a filthy cell that smelled of rat piss. Don't know what was holding the place up.
So this is basically the tutorial. We'll quickly run through it. It doesn't take too long and it kind of sets the scene and shows you the features nicely. So, usual camera can pan around jobby. You get these little pop-ups. We won't worry about them too much because I've already done it before. So if you want to go into stealth mode, you toggle the cautious thing down here. It lets you sneak around. The little bar around, sorry, the aura around it sort of shows you your detection radius depending on how sneaky you are. If you're casting spells, you've got access down here. So these are the spells that it's decided my cleric should have. And you'll see, because we're not wearing our spell focus, we can't do Bless or Shield of Faith. So it models all of those kind of things. It'll be, there's a, what is it? It'll be, there's a material that we're missing. Not sure we can see what the material is. It hasn't kind of modelled it that far, it's just that you should have one. Yeah, we can crawl under there. So you hold down Alt, you can see what things are interactable. So then we've got a torch, which we can drop over here as our light source. And if you select it, it lights it. Obviously you can continue exploring around, but there's not much to be seen. For some reason it gives you the tutorial about the interactable object after you've walked past it, but never mind. And then so over here's the... Put the torch away again. Got little bits we can break down, and then you get some adventure-y bits. And this is where your stats start coming in. So if you've got sufficient strength on your character, I can't remember what stats we had on her. She should be pretty strong. Yeah, because I wanted the 15 for the armor, didn't I? So she should be able to make this jump. Whereas some of the weaker characters would not be able to make that jump. But in true D&D 4D fashion, there are other ways of achieving things in some cases, not always. This is the tutorial, so it's kind of being kind and giving you that alternative. So we'll push this rock out of the way to show that you could have got here if you didn't have the sufficient strength. I'm doing good, Josh. Been waiting for a game that I've wanted to play to actually get back into doing recording, and this one came out, so here we are. Yeah, you push your little rock through, and then you can make your way around to this chest by crawling through the gap it made, if you didn't have a character strong enough to make that jump in the first place. And now just a set piece. One way of dealing with bandits. And then we get all of our stuff back, because obviously she was captured and she lost it all. So what have we got? We got scale mail, which is medium, so we need to upgrade that first chance we get. But we now have our holy symbol back. If I go have a look in the spells now. Oh, no free hand. Okay, yep. So it tracks your hands as well. So that's something we're going to have to watch.
Light is with us.
I got sufficient. No, I still don't have a free hand. Crossbow. Yeah, okay. So with the crossbow, you get one because you can, when you're not using it to attack, it's only a one-handed to hold it. So now we could cast. So that's something that we're going to have to be very aware of going into fights. Possibly means I'm going to swap her out from a sword or a mace and shield to a two-handed weapon, just so that I don't ever have to worry about that. Because that would be a problem. Or at least a versatile weapon. If I can't find a two-hander.
Nice move. That trick with the wall. Glad you're no worse for wear.
This council needs to get organized. They have no right to keep us waiting like this.
Have another ale. It's not like you have anywhere better to be.
Well, let me tell you my story then. I too was accosted on the way here, but I faced my foes head on.
Let's hear it then. Don't be shy.
So initiative rolls, just like you'd get at the start of a fight in D&D. You've got your turn order up here, although I would argue you probably shouldn't know what the turn order is until they've had their first go at least. But so you've got the option to dash, shove, the usuals, hide if we were not detected. What's he got? So he's got lay on hands and divine sense, neutralize poison and cure disease. Nope. I'm good. We'll attack instead, I think. Oh yeah, no, not a ranged attack. Let's move up.
More coming your way.
Insta kill, and then we'll end the turn because if we go to move away, we'll take an opportunity attack. So you saw 2 dice there. That would have been because they've got pack tactics, so he got advantage. Because the second wolf was engaged. So you should only see 1 dice on this next wolf, if I've got that right. Yeah.
Wait till the next one.
Alright. So then it wants us to do something specific, which you will see in a moment. So it's trying to explain disengaging. So we take the disengage action, which means we don't provoke the opportunity attack when we move away. We then run up here behind the rock. Oh, what's it doing? It's making me click the rock. I can't move and then click it. No, there's no critical fails at rolling a 1 drop kick.
Pambies. You're lucky you weren't attacked by Sorax.
That's right, mate. It's always good to be lucky.
The Badlands are thick with them, shape-shifting bastards.
Go easy on him. He's just a harmless old drunk. Probably saw lizard folk or dragonborn or something.
You think I don't know the difference? All those spines on their backs, those jaws. You've never seen anything like it. Not lizard folk, not troglodyte, not dragonborn, I'm telling you.
No one believes in Sorax anymore. Except the Church of Einar, of course. There's a Sorak under every bed if you believe them.
Easy now. Don't mock people for their faith.
Read them books. Sorax are masters of deception, infiltration. Anyone here could be a Sorak. You'd never know.
Oh, come on.
Huh, you'll see.
So anyway, Sorax might be legend, but Orcs are quite real. And not just in the Badlands. I stumbled across a secret settlement right here in the Principality.
Bullshit.
I travelled here from the east and left the main highway, hoping to save time by traversing the hills. The views were magnificent, but I should have kept my eye on the path, because it gave way beneath my feet, plunging me into Stygian darkness. Oh, that's going to leave a mark.
That was the least enthusiastic attempt at ow I think I've ever heard from a voice actor. Oh dear. Right, we've got to light the way, so it wants us to turn the torch on, but, well, we're a wizard.
Blessed are the Lightbringers.
So we'll just cast light on our staff and go, no. And then it wants us to use the torch to light these 2 sconces, but instead we're going to just, you know, lob a firebolt at them. You can see the dice rolls up in the top corner here if you're interested. So this is going to be, let's examine an object. So it's going to be investigation, history, nature, some sort of check. She should be proficient in it as a wizard. History. Failed. Rolled a 5.
What a peculiar style of art. Clearly the work of some savage hand.
And just like how it's meant to be in D&D, you now have no idea what that thing is and there's nothing you can do about it. You don't get to roll again. It's done. Alright. Wants me to drink a potion because we obviously fell down. I haven't got a potion, that'll be why. There's going to be one laying around somewhere. There's a chest. Yeah. Yeah, she only got 3 out of 7 health. Drink that potion.
There they are. Discretion is clearly the better part of valor in this instance.
What do you mean a level 1 wizard can't take out 4 orcs? Cautious mode for sneaking. We won't comment on the fact that the torch is glowing, so we'll take that off, just in case. You can tell not as good at stealth as the cleric was with their armor off, based on the size of that circle. I'm sure with their armor on, the cleric's even worse because of the disadvantage on stealth checks, but... Oh, and if you want to do rituals, you can see there's a slot down here. It shows you all your ritual spells. Got nothing to identify, so no point doing that at the moment. That was the Windows key, not the Alt key. Something there. What we got? A rock of some kind. Abyss moss. So, crafting reagents. There is a crafting system in game. And now we get to see the campfire system.
No other means of egress is apparent. Fine. I shall wait until they go. These creatures do hunt, right?
So to do a long rest, you have to make sure that you've got a piece of food in your inventory for each party member. So it does make you track ration packs. So you can see the hit dice, spell slots you'll get back on resting, and you can prepare different spells. Also tells you the sort of the time. So you can see here now we can prepare different spells. Didn't realise we didn't have Hideous Laughter prepared. I'm going to try without Mage Armor for the initial level so I can have Hideous Laughter instead. Although, yeah, because it's 2 slots, I'd rather not use half my spells for the day on Mage Armor. But I will want it eventually when I've got a lot more slots to spare.
I would have slaughtered every one of those green-skinned monsters.
Orcs have a very distinctive stink.
I'm beginning to think Lord Karen might be a mythical creature.
We've all told a tale of our travels here. All but one of us.
Yes, but I have a good reason for that. It's none of your bloody business.
Come on now. Don't be a killjoy. We all sang for our supper. Now it's your turn.
Fine. You want to know the truth? I stopped on the way here to visit an old friend of mine, and discovered he was up to his eyeballs in debt with a loan shark.
Oh, that's not good.
Indeed. He put up a family heirloom as collateral and wanted me to reacquire it because, you see, I can be quite stealthy when necessary.
Right. Let's have a look at his equipment, because that doesn't look right. Why is his rapier in there? Get on there, get that dagger out. Craft basic poisons. Got a short bow. Stick to the short bow. Ah, look at the size of his circle compared to that last one. So we can see footprints. Nice set of thieves' tools if we didn't already have some. That's because it doesn't necessarily send a rogue on this mission.
Liam, always thoughtful.
Like if your party didn't have a rogue, you'd still end up with this tutorial. Okay, go to the door at the end. Okay, lockpicking. Yeah, I think a 22 is going to get that door open. Guard just there. Door. We get on this one. Yep. It's going to be some crafting resources unless there's a specific need for glowing flowers. Angry violet. Guess that tells me that they're not blue like I thought they were. Good old colorblindness. And now we learn about traps. Yep. Probably got DC of 10 maybe. Because you've got to be able to have a non-rogue achieve this.
Hold it. A trap.
Alright, that's the quest item. Sitting gold.
There you are, you filthy crook!
You? What? You're drunk. Get out of here before I kill you.
Think you scare me? Not anymore.
A grave mistake.
Liam, what are you doing here? I told you I'd take care of it.
Oh. Hopefully he doesn't die before we even get a go, although our initiative is apparently higher. So we can attack him from where we are. He probably doesn't know we're here, and either way he's engaged with someone else, so we should get our sneak attack. Oh yeah, it says on the left, look, advantage. Kale is stealthy. So we get advantage on our roll. Oh, that's a natural 20. Yeah. Boom, headshot.
Are you four here to see Lord Karen?
Okay, so we get options now. Who do we want to reply with? Let's go with who's asking. So these options will be based on their backgrounds, I suspect.
Depends on who's asking.
Well, if you're here for Lord Karen of the Legacy Council, that would be me.
Let's pipe up with the Saki comment in the middle.
So you're not a mythical creature after all.
Unlike, say, a sober adventurer?
Can you tell us more about the job?
Well, I suppose it's better if you know what you're doing. What do you want to know?
Let's ask about the Legacy Council.
We hear this is a mission for the Council, but what is it exactly?
Dear Moraike, you don't know? I'll try to make it simple, but you know, politics? The Council includes representatives of the most powerful and influential organizations in the Eastern Kingdoms. It was created to lead a joint effort to explore the Badlands.
Okay, let's ask about the Eastern Kingdoms.
Which countries make up these Eastern Kingdoms?
Simple. The Principality of Masgarth, here, is in the middle. The Snow Alliance lies to the north. The Kingdom of Galavan to the east, and the New Empire to the south. All friendly, more or less, but the peace is fragile.
Gotta love it when you're as imaginative enough to come up with the New Empire as your regional name.
What are the organizations you mentioned?
The Council is, how to put it, a non-governmental organization, meaning that state governments are not represented to avoid partisanship. Instead, there are delegates from the Guild of Antiquarians, the Tower of Knowledge, the Arcaneum, and the Circle of Denantar. And the Church of Einar guarantees fairness, led by Marshal Beric Sunblaze and Oathkeeper Lyra Keen.
Josh is saying, is it just me or does Lord Karen seem to have really really starched sleeves? Wow. I'll get that sentence out in a minute. Really starched sleeves.
What are the Badlands, really?
Simply put, they are a monster-ridden, chaotic wasteland that used to be the Elven Empire called Manicalan. It was destroyed about 1,000 years ago by the Great Cataclysm. Now, only ruins remain, full of forgotten knowledge, riches, and dangers.
I'm trying to work out if that's meant to be like a cloak sort of over his shoulders and his arms are sort of under it, or if that is part of the sleeves of his jacket, because that would be horribly impractical as they look longer than his hands.
I think we know enough now. Thank you.
What can you tell us about this place, the Principality?
We don't exactly have the time. Anyway, the Principality of Masgarth is ruled by Princess Kaiwood Silverflower. We are a wealthy state with fertile lands, and the easiest access to the Badlands through a pass called the Copperhead Road. We're in the capital, Caer Kiflin, which was once part of the ancient Manicalan Empire of the High Elves. Hence the magnificent elvish buildings up there in the High Tower. While we don't have a state religion, all of the major faiths of Solasta are represented here, though we tend to favor Einar, the god of valor and fidelity.
We'll get out of this lore dump in a minute. I'm just making sure everyone that is interested has access to all of the information.
Are we going to work for you?
Not exactly, no. I'll be your contact with the Legacy Council, which you will serve as deputies. That's why we need to go there and get you sworn in.
We should go, don't you think?
Very well. Come, gather your things. You're late for your swearing in.
Hurry up and wait. The story of my life.